Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about 3.6c, which is areas. If we hear the word area, what am I doing? Am I adding? What type of? We're probably multiplying, or we can also count, ¿verdad? I can count the squares. So you're multiplying first, because it's the easiest, or we can count the squares. Now, so we're going to do three problems. This is the three different types of problems that we're going to be seeing on the test, on the ACP, and on the STAR, on the final exam, okay? Let's read the first problem, the first type of problem that I have for you. Now, a model of a rectangular bulletin board is shown. The top row has been divided into squares of equal size. Remember, when we're dealing with area, all of the squares, they must be the same size. If I have one little square like this and then a big one, are these two the same?
No.
Okay, if you have one area which is one little square and then a big square, that's wrong, okay? No se caigan en la trampa, okay? They have to be the same size, exactly the same size. Now, the rest of the model will also be divided into squares of the same size. Same size. What is the area of the square units represented by this model? Area, it's a math keyword for multiplication, okay? Good job. Multiplication. Okay, Isaac, do you know how do we approach this problem? How do we solve it? How would you solve it? By counting the squares? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that the answer? How did you know? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns, but the rows, I don't see the.
To make the lines.
Okay, I can complete. I can divide. I can finish. Sí, puedo terminar dividiendo todo, okay? Okay? Can I do a line from here?
No.
Like that? Why not?
Because it needs to be the same size.
They have to be the same size. Para que sean del mismo tamaño, tiene que empezar donde una termina. ¿Se ven? This one ends, this is where it starts again. Like that. Now, what's next, Isaac? Okay, the rows and the columns. Okay, I have 5. Is this rows or columns? Columns, and then how many rows? 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I can put 1 R, 2 R's, 3 R's. I can put it out 1 column, 2 columns, 3 columns, 4 columns, 5 columns. Okay, now I have my rows and columns. Then what, Hector? We can count them, okay? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Is that the answer? 15? Okay. There's another way. What's the other way, Jasmine? ¿Sí está bien?
Sí.
What numbers should I multiply? 15?
5 times 3.
Do I multiply 5 times 3 or 3 times 5?
3 times 5.
3 times 5. Remember, the rows, las filas, primero, okay? Y después las columnas. 3 rows. 3 rows of 5 columns is 15. Muy bien. Or 3 times 5 is 15. Okay? This is the first type of problems. Actually, area, it's kind of easy because the multiplications that you're going to see is probably less than 10. So it can be like 5 times 7, 3 times 6, but it's never like 20 times 30 or something like that. It's always a small number, okay? If you know your multiplication really well, you won't have any problems with this. Okay? Just need to remember that with area we multiply, okay? We always multiply when dealing with area. Now the next problem is something similar. Something similar, Felicia start placing square tiles inside a rectangle as shown in the diagram. Each square tile has a side length of 1 centimeter. She continue placing the square tiles without any overlaps. También recuerden eso, las overlaps, this means that I have a square here, no puedo tener un cuadro aquí, ¿verdad? This is overlapping, uno encima del otro, eso no funciona, porque si no, me sale mal, ¿ok? Each square has to be same size y tiene que empezar pegadito al otro, no puede estar encima y no puede estar separado tampoco. If I have an area like this, yo no puedo poner aquí 3 cuadritos, ¿verdad?
No.
Esto estaría mal. All of them have to be, están así como si fueran sardinas, no se pueden mover, están así todos, como si estuvieran en una jaula. They don't overlap. Now, what is the area of the rectangle in square centimeters? The area is, ¿qué es lo que estamos haciendo?
Multiply.
Area is multiply. Multiply. Jackie, how would you solve that? Draw here. Okay, we have to complete the lines. Okay, how many rows? Hey, Jackie, ¿cuántas líneas? 1, 2, 5. Okay, what's next, Oliver? Okay, let's count the squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Just be very careful, okay? Don't skip, porque I've seen some of you guys make this mistake. You have 21 here, and then you start you forget that you have 20 here, and then you go to 20 or you go to 30. And you make mistakes like that, okay? So just be careful that one comes after the other. 21, 22,
23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28.
Okay, Joxan, what is the area?
28.
Area is 28. 28 what? What are the units? Square? And those units, what are those units? Centimeters, okay? So it's a square centimeter. Because the unit es una medida. La medida es centímetros, okay? Son centímetros cuadrados, porque son puros cuadrados. Remember, it's always square. If we're dealing with areas, it's always square. Square centimeters, square inches, square units, but it's always a square. There's an easier way, a faster way I can solve this. Christopher, do you know the faster way? Which one is it? ¿Cómo le haces?
Multiplication.
Okay, what do we multiply? First we need to label, ¿verdad? ¿Cómo lo medimos? ¿Qué le pongo? Rows? ¿Cuáles son las rows? Are these rows or these rows? Rows, ok, muy bien. Entonces vamos a poner 1 row, 2 rows, 3 rows, 4 rows. Ok, muy bien. That's it? What else? Columns? ¿Cómo van los columns?
1 column,
Ajá,
2
sí, parados,
columns,
así como las estatuas. 1 column. Remember, we start from the first one, okay? No empezamos de acá, empezamos de aquí. 1 columns, 2 columns, 3 columns, 4 columns, 5 columns, 6 columns, 7 columns. Then what, Miguel? What's next? We already labeled the rows and the columns. What number do I multiply? Can I multiply now? Can you tell me the multiplication?
4 times 7.
4 rows times 7 columns. Bien? Remember, always the rows come first. Rows before columns, okay? 4 rows times 7 columns is 28 square centimeters. Okay? That's the second problem, the second type of problem. It's basically the same as the first one, but here we have to fill in our gradable. Remember, it's always ones first, tens, hundreds. In this case, I have 8 and 2 tens. Entonces sería algo así lo llevan ahí. Aquí es un 2 y este es un 8. ¿Okay?
¿Podemos abrir las computadoras?
No, there's another one. There's the last one, okay? The last one, we are comparing. Yes, this one, we have practice problems similar to this one, because this is going to come on your test, okay? We have been practicing already. Muy bien.
En el examen lo hicimos.
Now, we have 4 students who are each given a rectangle. Are all of these rectangles the same size? This one, this one, this one, and this one? No, ¿verdad? So, algunos, a Lucio, a Nila, a Paul, Lucy, le tocaron diferentes triángulos. Ahora, nosotros vamos a tener que saber cuál es whose rectangle is the greatest area. Aquí hay 2 math keywords, greatest. ¿Qué quiere decir greatest? Juren, ¿qué es greatest? ¿El más? No, greatest no, pero es que no es de suma o resta, sino es el más grande, ¿verdad? Ajá, es el más grande. Grandote lo voy a poner. An area, what are we doing with
Multiply.
area? Multiply. Okay? Vamos, instead of doing all of the squares, let's just multiply. It's faster, okay? Vamos a multiplicar. Okay? ¿Quién falta? Amanda, can you help me set up rows and columns? How many rows for Lucy? 4. ¿Cómo van las rows? ¿Así o así? Ajá, así, ¿verdad? Así. Cuando dicen, ya, rows. 1 row, 2 rows, 3 rows, 4 rows. Muy bien. How many columns? ¿Cómo van las columns?
Así.
¿Así igual?
No, así
¿Cómo
no.
van las columns? Así para arriba y para abajo. Muy bien. ¿Cuántas tenemos? 1 column,
2 columns, 3 columns.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Y ahora, what's next, Daniel? ¿Sabes? No, ayúdale a Evelyn. Well, we can make the lines, but we don't need to, right? We can just multiply. ¿Cómo? What do I multiply?
8 and 4. No, 4 times 8.
4 times 8 or 8 times 4?
4
Sí, acuérdate. Rows first and then columns. Entonces,
32.
4 times 8 is 32. 32 square units. Se llaman units porque miren, aquí no dice que son centimeters o inches ni nada, entonces son units. No sabemos qué son, pero son 28. Okay? Lucy es 28. Square units. SK es square, es como square de cuadrado. Okay? Entonces, nada, es una...
Es 32.
Ah, sí, es 32, perdón, 32. Bueno, hasta ya me equivoco. Odell, the next one, I need to, how do I start, Julia? ¿Cómo empiezo con Odell? ¿Hago las?
Rows.
¿Qué va primero, columns o rows?
Rows.
¿Verdad? 1 row, 2 rows, 3 rows, 4 rows. Después, ya lo vamos a hacer rápido. Columns, 1 column, 2 columns, 3 columns, 4 columns, 5 columns. Alex, equation. What's my multiplication? 5. 4 times 5 is 20. Odell is 20 square units.
Luego lo hago de los
Next,
lados.
Nila, do I start with rows or columns? Rows.
Rows.
1 row, 2 rows, 3 rows. Después las columns, 3 columns, 4 columns, 5 columns, 6 columns, 7 columns, 8 columns. Ciérrala. What is that multiplication? 3 rows, 3 times 8. 3 times 8 is equal to? 3 times 8, 24. Muy bien. 24 square units.
Power.
Vamos a ver quién va ganando. 32, 20 or 24. 32, ¿verdad? Ese ya sabemos que no son. Pero let's look at Paul. Paul, how many rows, Anthony? 1 row, 2 rows, 3 rows, 4 rows, 5 rows. Muy bien, 5 rows. So it's 5 times
6.
1 column, 2 columns, 3 columns, 4 columns, 5 columns, 6 columns. Okay? 5 times 6 is 30 square units.
Sí,
¿Quién gana,
ganó.
Paul o Lucy?
Lucy.
Lucy porque tiene 32. Entonces, what's the greatest? El más grandote. Lucy. Lucy gana. Lucy gana. Okay? And that's it. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you all of 3D for helping me solve the problems. And please subscribe and like my video.